Om Shri Sai Ram. Offering my loving and prayerful salutations at the lotus feet of our ever present, ever benevolent, ever gracious Lord. Most esteemed elders, dear brothers and sisters, a very loving Sai Ram to all of you. It's a great pleasure and a great honor to be here at California. Something that I personally had never imagined I would be here. It was an overwhelming experience today to have visited the bookshop, to see the history of the place, to see that letter written and signed by Swami, that the Covens are starting the center on his own behalf. To see that letter gives such a sense of pride, such a sense of history. It's signed in 1969. You can only imagine how the vision of Bhagwan expanded and how his all-embracing hands, all-embracing arms were expanding right then, back in 1969. Because all said and done, time does not matter when it comes to the divine drama. It was also a very beautiful meeting with an old friend called the Sun after a week in Boston. It has been a wonderful week in the beautiful snowy weather of Boston. The first time that I ever saw snow. It's nice to meet the good old friend. The whole purpose of my visit to the US obviously is because of the Vidya Vahini program and because of the work that we have been doing along with the Tata group. And when the Tatas have decided to come in a big way into the field of education to make a mark, make a dent in the field of social education, especially education for the deprived, for the underprivileged children, they have sent a team to MIT, and as part of that 6-member team, I was asked to join because of our long association. And when this opportunity came up, we put it up to the Board of Trustees of the Sri Sathya Sai Central Trust, and they were very happy, saying that it would be a good exposure. And that's when, after the Board of Trustees approved, I applied for my passport. And so I have one excuse less now, because everybody earlier when they used to ask, I used to always say that I don't have a passport. So, but this is so propitious, so right, the way Bhagwan does it, that when there is work, you travel. When there is something important to be done, you travel. And this was an opportunity that came my way. And I thought, when Reddy sir told that, why don't you come to California? I said, yes, let me travel and see the Sai family, the extended Sai family, the feeling of being at home in any Sai gathering. Let me experience that. And I do experience the same thing everywhere that I go. Be it Kanyakumari, be it Punjab, be it Sikkim, and now be it in Boston or California. That feeling of being part of the family is so much there. The topic that I would like to discuss today would be just a single point agenda of direct relationship with Swami, a direct one-to-one relationship with Swami. How do we approach that relationship? How does Bhagavan train us for this relationship? What are the things that we need to avoid? What are the intrusions that we need to avoid? These would be the areas that I would like to cover during this talk of mine. So we all know that Bhagavan has always insisted that we need to have a direct relationship with Him, direct relationship with God, not a circuitous way. He used to always reprimand anyone who would come with a recommendation, saying that, Swami, could you please give an interview? Nobody would dare to ask Swami on somebody else's behalf. He had kept that direct relationship. I remember once my own father, he had brought his sister and the brother-in-law to Prashanti Nilayam, and he was praying to Swami that Swami, they should also be called for an interview along with us. Swami made it a point to give them an interview first. And it was on father's birthday that they got an interview. So father felt so disappointed, but the lesson that Swami keeps driving home is so beautiful. Is so appropriate. And that is the kind of thing he used to give the example of how you need to be connected through the heart, not an intellectual connection, not a connection through books, not a connection through pedagogy, right? Not a connection through just trying to understand intellectually his teachings, but a connection that is deep within, that comes from that connection of love that comes from deep within. He used to give the example, a very, very important example that Bhagavan used to always give, is the example of Uddhava and the Gopikas. Now Uddhava was a very close friend of Lord Krishna. But he was a very deep thinker. He was someone who would analyze, who would really deeply understand the relationship between man and God, and his relationship would be of the path of knowledge. And he felt, and Lord Krishna wanted him to have a taste of devotion, and he said, see, the Gopikas of Braj Bhumi, where Lord Krishna had spent his childhood days, they were feeling very absolutely despondent that the Lord is no longer with them, that he has gone over to Mathura, and there are bigger things in the career that was being unfolded in Lord Krishna's life. And the Gopikas, they were feeling that tremendous agony of missing the Lord. And so with the intent of giving them the knowledge, giving them the jnana that they are one with, that they should always find God within. So Lord Krishna sends Uddhava to the Gopikas. And the way Bhagavan narrates this incident, I have seen Bhagavan narrating this incident many times in discourses. He has narrated that in Kodaikanal when he used to be seated on his sofa with 8 pairs of hands doing Padaseva to him. In that closed, very cozy environment, Bhagavan used to narrate about this story, this wonderful relationship between the Gopikas and the Lord Krishna, where the Gopikas, they refuse to even look at Uddhava when he comes to give them the knowledge of what kind of relationship you should have with God, because they are directly in connection. They are in direct communion with the Lord. And the way Swami talks about is about the Brahmara Gita. It's about, they don't address Uddhava, they address the moth or the honeybee that keeps flying from flower to flower. They address that and try to convey to that moth, telling that, why don't you go and explain to them the importance of nectar? What do you know about nectar? Without directly reflect. So Swami used to always talk about that beautiful personal relationship with Bhagwan that we need to look at. I had gone once, we had the good fortune of visiting the home of a very elderly devotee in Bangalore. This was sometime in the early 2000, and Bhagwan had taken the car and we had gone across the city. It's about an hour's drive. We had gone to this lady's house, a very, very short lady, but a very ardent devotee of Swami. The moment Swami got down from the car, this lady, the friendship, the right, that beautiful relationship that God and that some devotees have with God, she immediately held Swami's hand, took Swami's hand under her armpit like this, under her underarm like that, and then she took Swami around. She could barely walk. Okay, she could barely walk, but she was holding Swami and helping Swami to come in. The images is etched in the mind's eye of this wonderful lady, walking in and taking Swami inside. And inside, there were all children here, and they were all the children and the grandchildren, probably a few great grandchildren, toddlers. And Swami went and sat at the dining table. There was a big spread of things, rice and chapati and ragi, everything that Swami used to like. And Swami asked for puris. And these people, you could see that there was a stunned look in the face. They had not made puris. And the beauty is, Swami told, no, don't worry, I'll wait, you go and make the puris. What a beautiful relationship, where we could sit here, Swami wanted to spend time with the grandma, okay? And Swami is talking to them, we could hear the vessels falling in the kitchen and the panic inside the kitchen. But Swami was having that one-to-one relationship with this elderly lady. The puris came, the lunch got over. And the children, in their enthusiasm, they were trying to show, they wanted to telling Swami, see, our grandmother is so devoted that she's, at this age, she's trying to learn Bhagavad Gita. So, Swami said, very good, very good. Can you tell the Bhagavad Gita? So, very haltingly, she just chanted out the first Dharmakshetre Kurukshetre Samaveta Yutsavaha Mamaka Pandavaschaiva Kim Kurvata Sanjaya, she told. The first shloka of Bhagavad Gita she narrated. Swami told, Ante Chalu. That is enough. That is enough. You have understood the essence. You have understood, you have put in the effort. You have that direct relationship. Ante Chalu. Yemi chadu nakkarledu. There is no need to read anything more. That need, the importance of feeling the love, feeling the friendship, feeling the oneness with God is the essence of all sadhana. That's what Swami says. And this is possible only when we have a relationship with an avatar, with a human frame onto which we can project all our ideals. And he is the one who embodies all those ideals that we cherish. And that relationship is what Bhagwan wants for us. But it's a constant effort, and it's something that needs a lot of training to ensure that you have a direct relationship, one-to-one relationship with God. We will delve into it deeper. The very first experience, I have narrated this earlier, but it's very important and very apt that I narrate it here. My very first training of having a direct relationship with Swami was this. It was the summer course. We had finished I had completed my first visit to the Kodaikanal, where we get the chance to live with God in the same house. We had finished the entire tour. We had come back, and the summer course was going on. So as the summer course was going on, I was seated amongst the children, amongst the students. This was in the year 1996. Swami had just started speaking to me. After 5 years of living in what the so-called Ajnatavasa, or the so-called the place where even God's eyes don't fall on us, right? You feel sometimes when God doesn't see, most of us have experienced that. Have you seen the bounce look? It's called 1, 2, 3, and then he goes like that, right? He misses that 1, 2, and then it bounces exactly when he comes to you. So after having experienced that for a very long time, for 5 years, Swami started picked me up, and he started talking to me. So the summer course was going on, and I was seated amongst the children. There was a lecturer who used to take down very copious notes, because it was his duty to bring out the printed notes of the discourse, because summer course is a beautiful time where the discourses are not free. Along with the discourses come an examination, right? You have to prepare for the examination, so copious notes used to be made and given to us. So he used to make notes, and for making the notes he used to get the Swami's discourses recorded. So he had a small Walkman. I think our generation knows what a Walkman is. I had a challenge explaining it to the next generation. When I speak in schools, I had to stop, because when I was talking about Walkman, the children were looking at me blank. I told, do you know what's a Walkman? Everybody, unanimously they shake their heads. Then I told them, do you know what tape recorder? They vaguely said yes. Then a smaller version of a tape recorder is a Walkman. Right? That's how I had to explain. So this gentleman had given me the Walkman, and he told me, I was sitting next to a huge speaker. So he told me, Satyajith, could you please record this? I told, okay sir, I'll take it. So I recorded the whole discourse, and I was supposed to give it back to him immediately after darshan. But Swami had told me that immediately after darshan you come inside. So when Aarti started, everybody stood up, and I could not find this gentleman, this sir. So I took the Walkman, shoved it into my trouser pocket, and ran inside Trai Vrindavan. As soon as Swami saw me, that's a rhyming word. So Swami saw me, right? So as soon as Swami saw me, he from that distance, Swami, hey, pocket mein kya hai? Right? So I told Swami, Walkman hai Swami. So I explained to Swami. So Swami asked, Walkman ante? What is the meaning of Walkman? So we are Gyanis, we are the all-knowing ones. So we explained to Swami that Swami, Walkman is a small tape recorder. So the next question was, Yavaricharu, kaun diya? I told Swami, who gave it to you? I told Swami, some lecturer. Why did you take it? I thought, oh my God, now we are in troubled waters. Swami, it was only for recording. Hey, beggar! Out of the blue, suddenly, hey, beggar! Sabke samne haath karta hai. You are extending your arms, you're extending your hand in front of everybody, asking for things from everybody. So, no Swami, this is only for recording. I will give it back. Hey, bad boy. Right? You cannot explain. When the river is flowing at that speed, right? You cannot swim across. Not even salmons can swim across that river, right? So I had resigned to my fate, and he was giving me, and he showed me the hand. Kya hai ra haath mein, kya hai? What do you think is there in my hand? I looked at it, Swami, kuch bhi nahi hai. I was so panicky. I told Swami, there is nothing. And Swami told, hey, Dunna Pota, sab kuch hai ra. Everything is there here. Dunna Pota is the endearing word, obviously, of he buffalo. And he says, hey, Dunna Pota, sab kuch hai ra. Everything is there in the hand. Why do you have to extend your hands to everybody else, in front of everybody else? And he rotated his hand like that, and out came an Aiwa Walkman. Right? I still have that Aiwa with me. It's a grey one with a silver small box on silver square in that. A beautiful Walkman. Just a few minutes back he was asking what's a Walkman, and and here he is, and he's telling, do not ask anybody. Direct relationship rakh sakta hai. Keep a direct relationship. So just to drive home that point, and to drive home that point impactfully, to drive home the point in a way that it's seared onto our consciousness, telling that your relationship with God has to be direct, and He has got the potential to grant anything that is required in life. Not everything that we are greedy about, that we want, we crave for. No, everything that is required in life would be provided. So there I was getting blasted for having a bulge in my pocket, one pocket, and I walk out of Trai Vrindavan with two bulges in my pocket. Right? So that is the beauty of Bhagwan's relationship. And it was always a relationship that Swami wants, where that bond between you and God becomes stronger and stronger, which does not get dissipated. The focus does not get dissipated with any other things. One of the most important things that Bhagwan always used to tell was that compare chayotu. Do not compare. Do not compare yourselves with somebody else. Do not compare yourself with somebody else at any point of time. So, there are so many things. I was reminded once, there was this gentleman who used to do a lot of work, who used to do so much of seva. And I was just starting to, serve Swami. And I used to feel very sad or defeated, telling that, Swami, these people are doing so much of work and I am not able to do anything, Swami. I'm just sitting at Swami's lotus feet and just doing pad seva. Swami, that was that inner feeling inside. One day, this gentleman had come and he was showing lots of things to Swami. And I felt after some time, when I was alone with Swami, I just expressed this, Swami, so many people are doing so many things, Swami. I am hardly doing anything. Swami got so angry. Swami said, compare chayotu. Everybody has their role. Everybody has their own role in Swami's mission. To compare your seva or compare your sadhana with somebody else is one of the most easiest ways of losing focus. Because you always tend to compare, am I as devoted as that person is? Am I as flamboyant in my seva as that other person is? Am I as hardworking as the other person is? It is never a good idea. It is never possible to gauge your relationship with God using a meter of somebody else's relationship with God. That aspect was driven, and that was driven, I have seen that being driven many times to many boys, telling that your relationship with God, your sadhana, the deepening of your relationship with God, am I feeling closer to Swami today than I was feeling yesterday? Am I continuously getting closer and closer to Swami or not? That should be the only measure of our progress, not somebody else's. It's not a multi-lane traffic. Whether that lane is moving faster or this lane is moving faster. We'll tend to keep zigzagging and weaving, crossing across lanes. That is not the way we need to be looking at. Another thing Swami used to talk about with respect to relationship with Swami was never ever have a formal relationship, a very formal relationship with Swami. You should have a direct, a personal relationship with Swami. He used this beautiful example, I'm sure many of you would have heard, about when you ask something of your mother or your father, you don't start by praising, oh mother, your sari is so beautiful, your hairstyle is so beautiful, mother, you are so loving. You directly go and ask Swami, Mommy, I want this, give me this. You don't have to do an overly formal relationship with God. Right? To keep that relationship personal, to keep that relationship as at a level of friendship, at a level of a loving paternal or maternal relationship with Swami is what Swami always used to encourage. A very important aspect which I see more back there. Whereas having spent some time with the devotees here and having met the devotees from the West, I see that there is a very beautiful, intense inquiry that I see here in the West, where the depth of sadhana is more. Swami always used to say that, hey, you're all like You're like frogs in the well. You're frogs in the lotus pond. You're here you're close by to the lotus, but you're only croaking. And those are the devotees who come from far. They take the nectar and they go away. Right? What are you doing here? So this relationship, that relationship of continuous work is what Swami used to to develop that relationship in a very beautiful manner is what Swami used to always encourage. One of the questions that I've faced many times over the last couple of years is that how do we keep that relationship going now? Now that's a question that is foremost in the minds of all devotees, especially those who have had the good fortune of having been in very close proximity to Swami, having got multiple interviews, having had the good fortune of going to Swami with every personal problem. They have this question always going: how do we keep a personal relationship with Swami now? How do we keep that direct relationship with Swami now? It is all about keeping the sadhana going. It's all about making him a part of our daily lives, ensuring that we relive those moments that we have shared with him, to continuously relive those things. And when we are in that zone, we become aware of his presence. We find that there are so many Sai incidences, right? So many, not coincidences, Sai incidences that come in life, which make us feel, which give us that palpable feeling, of his presence in our lives, of his benevolent presence in our lives. Somebody had asked me in Boston, what was the most transforming experience that you ever had at Bhagwan's lotus feet? And I have been thinking about this because many people have asked me the question, and there have been many experiences, obviously, but one experience that really changed my life was something that happened after Samadhi. On the 24th of November, I have narrated this in many fora. I'm sure some of you would have seen this, but the importance of this incident in my life is so much that I want to share this. It was on the 24th of November 2011. I was going through a very depression, a phase of very severe depression, feeling the loss of Bhagwan so deeply, unable to speak about it, unable to express it to anybody else, unable to get up in the mornings, feeling a sense of dispiritedness that cannot be recounted. So it was on the 24th of November 2011 when I had gone to Yajur Mandir. Usually, as usual, we used to go to Yajur Mandir every day in the morning and the evening. We light a small lamp in front of Swami, in front of the altar, the beautiful altar that is there in Yajur Mandir. We chant Vedam for a few minutes and then listen to a bhajan of Bhagwan in Bhagwan's voice, and we meditate for a few minutes and then we come back. So this is the program that happens both every morning and evening without fail. So in batches we go. So on the 24th of November, I was sitting very close to, it's a beautiful sofa that they have kept, the sofa that Swami used to use inside Yajur Mandir, that has been kept next to the altar. A beautiful brown leather sofa, which has got that, where the feet come out like that, so that kind of a beautiful cushion. I'm giving you more details so that you draw the picture in your own minds. So there was that chair, I was sitting next to it, and as the Vedam got over, we finished chanting the Vedam, the bhajans started. I was so tired that I dozed. Right next to that chair, I dozed. And in that 2 or 2.5 minutes of sleep, I had a very vivid dream of me being present in that same room, that same setting, right in front of the altar, on the carpet. I was laying supine. my body is lying there and Bhagwan is kneeling next to me. I could see, as if from a vantage point, as if I'm floating up there. I can see my own body there. I can see Bhagwan's back. I can see his hair. I could see his, his hands, which were kept like this, crossed. His nails, his finger, the texture of his skin, the tone, the color, everything so evident, as if in close, in a close-up view, I could see that. And his hands were on my chest, and he was giving me a cardiac massage. So that was the incident that I had, and from that day onwards, the kind of energy that I have felt, the kind of, the kind of feeling that Bhagwan is always with us, the kind of feeling that that Bhagwan is seated there amidst us today, is no longer a theoretical understanding. It's a practical experience. And dear brothers and sisters, continue the sadhana, because one experience, the smallest of experiences now, because the pining is so high, because the need for to feel the proximity is so high. We are at what shall I say? At the edge of that anticipation, that one small experience would be life altering. So, at no point of time, there is no place for pessimism in spirituality. There is no place for despondency in spirituality. Spirituality is all about optimism. Spirituality is all about having the spirit of wanting to go closer and closer and closer to God. And that should drive our every endeavor. That should drive our every sadhana. And when you are tuned, when you are in anticipation, you are looking for signs always. It was a beautiful incident, a small incident, a very, very, very trivial one if you want to look at. It was on my birthday in 2012, the first birthday that I would be celebrating in his physical absence. So I had gone in the morning to Yashur Mandir as usual. We played, we cleaned the place, we lit the lamp, we chanted the Vedam, and we played the bhajan. It's a recorded voice, Swami's tape recorder was played. And as soon as the bhajan got over, we switched off the one of the brothers, he went and switched off the tape recorder, and we were sitting in meditation for about 5 minutes. And within that 5 minutes, power went off and power came back again. And to our most pleasant surprise, another bhajan in Swami's voice started on its own. Right? If you look at it from the practical point of view, if you look at it from the physics point of view, there was a power cut, and when the power came in, there was. But to me and to all the friends who were there, it was so special. And that, okay, here was a bonus bhajan of Bhagwan for my special birthday, right? So to be able to feel that, to be able to feel that connect, to be able to feel special, to feel like a special child of God. See, that is what we are looking for with Swami, and that relationship needs to keep going on a very regular, on a very conscious note. I would like to touch upon a very important facet of this aspect of direct relationship with Swami, because there is a lot of confusion on this front, and we are facing lots of challenges on this front, and I should very openly speak about this aspect, about mediation. To feel that I need somebody else's help to connect to Swami, to fall prey to somebody's assertions that they could take us closer to Swami. That was something that so militates against every sensibilities of a close Sai devotee. It is so not done that we are, the way we have been trained, the way Swami has led us all on this path of, on this quest of oneness with God, that for somebody to come and tell, somebody even to come and, say that I would take you closer to Swami, or that I would be the mediator between you and God, is something that is absolutely not done. And that is something that should never be encouraged within the Sai organization. And that is, Sai organization is one thing, but more important than that, by any Sai devotee, to be able to allow, because there is always, it is a historical fact that every great personality, every great avatar who has come, there is a religion that gets formed around that. We should very strongly we should be very conscious of this and not allow any mediations to happen. And this is something that Bhagavan has trained. Once I was in Trai Vrindavan, sometime in the year 2000, 2001. In Trai Vrindavan there's this beautiful swing of Swami. It's a beautiful ornate swing on which Bhagavan used to come and sit around 3 o'clock in the afternoon. He would come and sit, and I had the good fortune of sitting next to him. And there would be 2 more elderly devotees, one very elderly devotee and one another person who used to come and sit. And they would, Swami would be in a very relaxed mood. He'll be swinging, we'll be doing Path Seva, and there'll be topics, all topics around under the sun would be discussed at that point of time, including cricket, including the latest things, latest happenings here, there, newspaper, this thing, everything. In a very relaxed mood. Bhagwan, inkayam samacharam, Swami used to ask. What other news? So that was the time where this very very elderly devotee, he had this. I want to digress for a while because I want to express this beautiful relationship that this elderly devotee had with Swami. He had the great good fortune of having been with Swami for a very long time, and he had the art of taking Pad Namaskar. When he would take Pad Namaskar, all the people around him would feel that we have taken Pad Namaskar. He would sleep on the floor. Elderly devotee would sleep on the floor, go all the way like that. He would touch Swami's feet with both his eyes, head, everywhere he'll touch, and then he'll get up. The satisfaction on his face would give us all that joy. So once he was taking, Swami had called him for lunch, and after lunch, before Swami leaves, he will get ready for his, that, and because it's his right for taking namaskar. Any good news comes, right? There is a news that the boys have done well in the board exams. This gentleman will take namaskar. So anything happens, any good news comes, this gentleman will take namaskar. So it was a beautiful relationship. So one day after lunch, he was going and he was getting ready, and Swami, hey, abhi khaya hai, kaisa karta hai? Ipde bon jesa vela chestao, no? You just had food, how will you have namaskar now? No, Swami, that is my right. Okay, take it. Then when he was preparing for his entire namaskar thing, he will judge the distance, and he would go, he will lie down so that exactly his hands, beautiful. It's a ritual in itself. So Swami, when this gentleman was bowing down, Swami is looking at me and he's telling me, I'm going to pull his leg now, right? So, and he narrates this, Swami, there is this tradition in India where you keep your hands crossed while touching the feet of the master or God, so that your right hand touches the right foot and your left hand touches the left foot. So you cross over the hands. That's a tradition. So he always used to keep like that, and he used to cross his feet also, right? And he should take that namaskar. He used to almost tie himself into knots. The Swami, in his playfulness, the moment he finished the namaskar, he told, Chudu Bangaru, I have a doubt. Swami is asking, I have a doubt. Do you keep the right hand over the left hand or the left hand over the right hand? Right? And this gentleman, he got confused. He was telling that, no, Swami, you tell me the right way. Hey, Swami told, all these things are not, it's the namaskar that is important. So anyway, so that was a digression. I wanted to share that. So this gentleman was sitting next to Swami, and the other gentleman also was sitting at Swami's lotus feet. And as the discussions went on, he started talking about a young boy of 14 who was somewhere in Bangalore and who could who used to claim that Swami speaks through him. And this gentleman was conveying to Swami, telling that Swami, I have gone to the place, I have seen this boy. It's from a very, they are from a very a beautiful family, a very simple family, and this boy has got his resplendent tejas, he's got a good tejas on his face, and he looks very innocent, Swami. So obviously it should be true, Swami, he says. Right? And he's trying to convince Swami, telling that Swami, it is true that you go to his body and speak. Swami listened for a while, and I'll never forget the intensity with which Swami rebuked this gentleman. You have been here close to me for so many years. How could you even bring this up in my presence? Don't you have any common sense? Buddhi leda niku. Buddhunda leda niku. I mean, do you have any common sense or not? నాకేం పట్టింది వాళ్ళ పాడు శరీరంలో చేరడానికి? What business do I have to enter that dirty body? If I want to talk to somebody else, I can figure out a way. నేను మాట్లాడాలంటే నేను మాట్లాడతాను, నేరుగా మాట్లాడతాను. If I need to speak to somebody, I can speak directly. This was the rebuke. This was the strong reaction from Swami at that point of time. But somehow these kinds of things are so enamoring. We normally tend to feel that, okay, this is an easy way out. That people tend to believe these kinds of things and want to believe these kinds of things. And this gentleman, after Swami went for darshan, this gentleman comes to me and again he reiterates the whole thing. No, I have gone, Sathyajith, I have seen him. I was looking, come on sir, just now you got whacked. And you're again trying to convince me. I could not speak it out, but that sense, telling that to find the easy way out in spirituality, in the relationship with God, there can be no easy way out. An easy way out would always be allowing somebody else to be between you and God. To figure out, to allow some other thing to come between that direct relationship between you, to not be able to feel the direct love, to not be able to feel the direct joy of service, the direct joy of sadhana, but to have to depend on somebody else's assertions is, I feel, a very pathetic thing. And Bhagavan, he has told us many times, telling that do not, at one point of time he has said that do not take my padnamaskar. Do not touch my feet, because I always keep asserting that you and I are one. Then why, if I give padnamaskar, then I am not following my own advice. See, that is the level that Bhagavan wants us to come to. That is the level that Bhagavan is trying to bring us to. And when he calls us Divyatma Swarupulara, he means it from the core of his being. Swami means it, telling that you are all sparks of the divine. To allow these sparks of the divine to be encaged, to be imprisoned by somebody, some kind of a ritual, some kinds of superstitions is not done. I mean, that is not what the Sathya Sai mission is all about. Sathya Sai mission is about intense devotion with common sense. Intense devotion, I mean, that feeling of overflowing devotion, yes, that feeling of that passionate love for God, but for a God that is universal, for a God that is directly accessible. That is the culture, that is the training that our beloved master has given us. So I'll share one more beautiful incident. This is about a very adorable gentleman. He had come with a basket of fruits. He came with a basket of fruits, and he wanted to. He had kept it, and Swami was still with the boys. He was talking to the boys in Trai Vrindavan, and after Aarti, Swami was just walking in. Swami, hey, kya hai? What is this? He told Swami, that is that Russian devotee, Swami, that Russian lady. Swami came in her dream and told that this fruit should be given to you. Swami appeared in her dream and told that this fruit should be offered to you. So Swami, that scene is so beautiful. I was standing, the driver, Mr. Padmanabhan, he was standing. We were all standing there, and we were waiting for Swami's reaction. Swami very lovingly said, "Dekho Bangaru, listen Bangaru, you go and tell that Russian lady to come in your dream and and tell you to tell that Lashan Delhi to pray to Swami to come in your dream and tell you to accept. Right? And so this gentleman, because Swami was talking half in Telugu and half in Hindi, this gentleman was not able to comprehend what Swami is saying. So, Swami was speaking very lovingly. So this gentleman was very happy. When he ended the sentence, "Kisko pata wala leda," he said, "Are you going to take this fruit basket away or not?" No, immediately he changed the gears. This man got the message immediately, took it and ran away from there. These kinds of things is what we have been witness to, and these are the direct relationship that Bhagavan talks about. There is a lot of talk in this mediation business, telling that they are able to access God where others cannot access, only because they are deeper in their sadhana. That they do the sadhana regularly and we do not do the sadhana. It's humbug. Please, I'm not mincing any words here. No, it's about, yes, sadhana is very important. Our sadhana is very important to get in connect with the divine. But the divinity does not need your sadhana to get in touch with you. You cannot put a condition that unless I do sadhana, he cannot get in touch with me. No, Swami can get in touch with even a stone. He could kick that stone called Ahalya and bring it to life. That stone was not doing sadhana there. He could kick and bring it back to life. So sadhana is very important for us to get in touch with him. But for him to get in touch with us, it is not required. I'll share a very beautiful example. Just yesterday, and I feel so blessed that this brother came and shared it with me. Praveen, he's from Boston. Yesterday evening, he came to me and he said, "Brother, I had a beautiful dream." I told, "Okay, what's it?" And he said that, I was there in. I like it. This is the style that I feel that is absolutely Swami's. Without telling somebody, one of the biggest challenges of dreams is that Swami coming into my dream and telling me to tell somebody else to do something else, right? So that is the challenge. But all of Swami's dreams, the direct intervention that Swami does is a direct message to you, to make you feel so full of love, so full of enthusiasm and joy that you know that yes, I have been somewhere touched by the divine, right? So this youngster, he comes, not boy, he's my elder brother. So he comes and tells me, "I had a beautiful dream, brother. Yesterday, while sleeping, I saw that I was taking a big basket of something, and I was in Mandir, in Prashanti Mandir, and I was taking a big basket along with a lot of boys, and Swami was sitting there, and you were sitting, Sathyajith was sitting next to Swami, and Swami very lovingly turned towards you and asked, 'Imra, akalista unda? Are you hungry?' Swami is asking me, 'Are you hungry?' And so, very, very definitely I say, yes, I believe. In the dream I said that, yes, I am hungry. So Swami, created a laddu and he materialized the laddu and gave that laddu to me. And this boy, he says that in the dream he is thinking, oh wow, Swami has created a laddu and given. But then Swami looks at him and calls him back, takes the laddu from my hand, breaks it into two and gives half to him and half to me. This was a dream that he had. So the message that he has taken was that probably that I am really hungry, right? And this morning he brought idlis for me in the morning, right? He brought, and see, it would have been so embarrassing if I had to travel. I had a long travel today, and some people had told me that there's hardly anything that is served inside this 6-hour flight and all those things. So he brought idli in the morning. He got chapati rolls for me, and he packed and brought it. They came, they dropped me off. But he has spent the whole day with so much of joy. Last evening he signed a $120 million contract for his company. Now see the feeling, the sense of goodness, the sense of wholesomeness that comes when there is a direct intervention from Swami. If it had been me telling that, if Swami had come into my dream and told that, tell Praveen to get some idlis for you, it would have been so embarrassing and so unlike Swami, right? And see, these are the kinds of things that we are looking at. These are, to have that direct relationship with Swami. Swami's way of doing is, and that gentleman does not have to do sadhana for Swami to come to his dream. right? And so, no, Swami does not need an intervention of your sadhana to come into your dream. So please, this is something that is so well drilled into every Sai devotee, to keep a direct, loving relationship with God. Now, there was beautiful analogy that was given in Boston by the president of the Region 1, and he was talking, Mr. Sathya, and he was telling that, when there is a connection, when the love flows from our heart to him, automatically the circuit is completed by the grace of God coming down to us. And this was an extract from Bhagwan's discourse. And the kind of very sincere reading that these youngsters in the Samiti, in the center there are doing, is very inspiring. I loved the way, the intensity and the discipline with which these people are doing the sadhana and the study circles, etc. I am so happy to have been exposed to these wonderful things, these wonderful people, and I am very grateful to Swami for having given this wonderful opportunity to interact with all of you. Thank you. Sai Ram.